Hi everybody, it's Cody Lockwood from Lockwood's Loot, just doing another episode of Back from the Con. This is actually my 5th episode of the Back from the Con. So if this is your first episode watching me, basically we travel around, do a bunch of shows for Audra's artwork. That's Audra Olivia's Attic, if you're not following her already. So we go to these conventions and she sets up and sells her artwork, and while she does that, I walk around and talk and shop and look at artwork and comic book and get autographs, and it's a pretty great little combo that we have. And so we've been building the Lockwood Loot name to try to get more clients and customers and friends. I hate to call them clients and customers because they are with me every step of the way through the whole process. I talk to them quite frequently, not just during but afterwards, so they are definitely all my friends. So we're just gonna dive in. This was Awesome Con in DC that we were at. Great show, great turnout, a lot of big names and celebrities, and a lot of people. So we're just gonna dive in. We're gonna do some autographs first, and then we're gonna do some of the original artwork. And now we did submit quite a few books on site for CGC. So those obviously you won't be able to see, but we are also going to have some books that we'll submit for CBCS at a later time that you'll see right now, and then you'll see them again later when they come back. And those episodes are all in the What's in the Box from Lockwood's Loot. So first off, some signatures. Christopher Hastings was there. He is the writer not only for Gwenpool, but a book that I bought, The Misadventures of Dr. McNinja. It's a Dark Horse book. If you have not checked it out yet, definitely find your local comic shop and ask them to order it for you. Very witty and amusing comic book about a ninja who went to doctor school to better his assassin way. So funny book, check it out. So Christopher Hastings, I had a bunch of customers want their Gwenpool signed, so we'll just start right off. This is Gwenpool number 1, and if you can see right up here in the corner, he did these awesome little remarks. Each one was different. The remarks, not a single remark was the same, so it was kind of fun to see him bust these out and see what he did. So there we go, that's number 1 of the Gwenpool Christopher Hastings. I'm going to try to go through these as fast as I can, so bear with me. There's a lot to go over. This is the new MJ variant that just started. This is Mary Jane month, if you're not familiar. So this was Mary Jane as Gwenpool. Kind of interesting to see Mary Jane as Gwen Stacy Deadpool. Yeah, so there it is. Fun little remark there. Here is the Gwenpool Zero. Now this book was really tough. We ordered probably like 100 of them, and just about every one was damaged. I think it was in the binding and how they shipped the book. So this is a nice clean copy, so it's nice to see. There's a fun little Gwenpool there. This is the only one that I got for myself. It was a variant copy. It was actually a reprint of the Howard the Duck, which was her first story. So there's that great little cover, a fun little remark, and then these two were for me as well. This is actually her first cover appearance, her first appearance in general. During the Secret Wars, kind of like what they're doing now for the MJ month, they did a Gwen Stacy month. So all of these different comics had a variant cover with a Gwen Stacy as that character. So this was Gwenpool before there was even a Gwenpool. This was just a cover spoof, and turns out there was such a good fan base and cry for this character that they wrote her right into the Marvel Universe. So that one is for me. That will be going to CBCS real soon. And then also when they finally did do the Gwenpool as an ongoing comic, they did issue 1 what had a 1 in 25 incentive variant where they kind of reprinted that cover but with as red. So I had that done as well. Again, this will be going off for grading. So that was what I got for myself for Mr. Hastings, and then this was for someone else. He wanted me to have Hastings personalize it to Chloe, which was kind of cool. It's nice when I'm sure the artists and creators enjoy when people personalize it. That way they kind of feel like, you know, I'm not going to just turn around and sell this and make money. So let's go into Chloe, which is a young gal who will, her father will give it to her eventually when she's older. This is another one. This was for the Cassidys as well. Gallant signed this here. And this is was an homage. It was a convention exclusive for the Great Lakes Comic-Con. This is already signed by Hama and Mike Zack, now Gallant. Cool little book, and again, this is made to Casey, so this will go to Casey one day. Cool little book there. This is an Alterna Comics. I'm not going to show you the cover because this is a gift for a friend of mine. So yeah, you'll get this soon. Mr. Jimenez, this is for you. You'll get it probably tomorrow. This is for another friend of mine, Raj. This is the new Dark Days, The Forge, that just came out. An awesome Jim Lee metallic cover that just came out. And pretty big name, Scott Snyder was there. Scott Snyder is a writer for DC, most well known for his Batman book. So that's for you. So it was primarily a pretty strong Batman show. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Tom King, Clayman was supposed to be there, but unfortunately, according to Scott Snyder, that he couldn't make it because he had a deadline that Scott Snyder was making him work on. So another Batman worker is Shawn Murphy. More well known probably for other books, but he is in process right now of making a Batman book with Snyder. So this is a project I started for myself. It's Batman 515, an older book, but it's a really cool, like, black embossed cover, almost like a matte cover. So basically what I'm going to do is just take this around and have people who've worked on Batman and have them sign it. So it'll be just a cool little jam piece for myself, which I'll totally fill it up with these metallic Sharpies. You probably won't even be able to read everything at the end. So cool little thing I just started. And then this is another book I had signed for myself. This is the Batman Death of a Family. I had Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder sign that. Pretty fun book. So there's that. That might do it for the Snyder and Capullo books. I wish I would have had more books. Oh, actually, I lied. Yeah, I'll get to that one. I wish I would have had more books. I wish I would have brought my Reborns #1. Capullo did the artwork for that, but it kind of just lost me and I didn't bring it. But he was kind enough to take a backboard and write Reborn #1 and sign it as like my copy of Reborn. Silly, I know, but alright, on to the next thing. This is, I'm pretty excited about. You guys, if you watched my show last week, I met Damian Clark, which is the voice actor of Cell from Dragon Ball Z. I'm a super Dragon Ball fan. So I took this Dragon Ball Super Free Comic Book Day book, 4 of them actually, and I took advantage of Damian Clark being there last week, and then this week the voice actor Shawn, who is Goku and many other voices, and Chris, who is Vegeta and many other voices, were both at the Awesome Con, so I had them sign this. So this is a super cool, I love this book. So we had Cell, You Shouldn't Have Interfered Piccolo, and then we had him sign it as Piccolo, Mean and Green. And Shawn, the voice actor for Goku, wasn't feeling well. In fact, he called off the show on Friday. So Saturday, when I saw him 3-hour line, he wasn't feeling well. So he just signed it Goku. I still love the book. Little fun gathering that I did. So on this one, I Am Perfection from Cell. And then we had Vegeta write, ah! Yeah, you know, nerdy, I know. It sounds really silly when I say it, not like when he says it as Vegeta. So this one here, Cell wrote, You Have No Chance, and Chris signed it, Prince of All Saiyans in gold. I love this one, totally cool. And then this one, Hear Me Saiyan, This Time You Die. And again, he signed it as the Prince of All Saiyans. So, cool books. I will be sending those off for slabbing. So CBCS will receive those and yellow label them all, and I will hang them all in my room. Super, super nerdy. Yeah. So Tom King was also there. Tom King is a Batman writer as well. He just got done doing the whole Button series, which was a huge success. Actually, we'll do those first. A huge success from DC Batman Flash crossover. So I was one of those really annoying fans that, well, I took other people's books, and the Batman, there were 4 pieces in the series, and I took, I think, 6 sets of those for other people. Long line. I was shocked at how long each. He split it up into 3 different time frames, and it was probably a 2 to 3 hour wait each one. So I'm not going to show you all of them, just one of the sets. So at Motor City Comic Con, we had Jason Fabuk, the cover artist for all these, sign them as well. So as you can see, they're lenticular, like a hologram. So down in the bottom in gold, it's signed by Jason Fabuk and Tom King. So super cool to have both signatures on here. There's a Flash one. There's another Flash, ooh, in silver, so fancy. This was the main cover, pretty cool. And then as well as that, I had several, and everyone in line was super fanning out and super jealous. This was the Diamond Retailer Summit exclusive. I had 3 of these signed, so yeah, it's cool. This is signed in silver by Tom King and Jason Fabuk, and then this is signed in gold by the 2 of them. Super cool books. And then another one that I had several of was the C2E2 exclusive chrome foil. I mean, look at that thing. That thing just pops. Cool, with both of them on the cover. So again, signed by Tom King and Jason Fabuk. So super cool books. The Batman lenticulars. Happy to have those in my collection, and I'm sure you'll be happy to get all of yours in your collection, guys. This is another one I forgot. Scott Snyder signed this for me. This is the All-Star Batman #1, another great like matte background, so the silver shows up really well. And there's my Reborn, signed by Greg Capullo. Yeah, I know, nerdy. This is another one. This is the Ultra Rare Super Saiyan Goku card. Signed by Sean Schimmel, signed to Samson, so that's for you, bud. Alright, almost done with the signatures, guys, and then we'll get into some original artwork. I had 2 of these, the new Batman issue 24. If you're collecting the Batman, you've recently seen this cover. It just came out last week. That was the cover where spoiler alert, sorry, where Batman got down on his knees and proposed to Catwoman at the end. So I had Tom King, who wrote it, sign this book. Clayman was supposed to be there, so I was hoping to have him sign, but I'll get his signature at a later time, and hopefully David Finch. But also what Tom King did for me, he drew a little word bubble and wrote "Marry Me," which I think is pretty cool. The reprint, which I believe comes out tomorrow, is actually printed with a word bubble that says "Marry Me." So an exclusive just for me. I have 2 of these, so I was super happy and excited to get those. So Tom King, thank you very much for all of your signing. Thank you for doing the little remark there. I love it. One last signature. There was a gentleman there named Stan Lee. I'm not certain if any of you are familiar with him. But first off, Robert Free, if you're watching this, big shout out to you. And over there at Anastasia Collectibles, Robert Free is a great dude. Thank you so much for all of your help. You guys at Anastasia Collectibles are all awesome. So Stan Lee. So we got 14 signatures all together from Stan Lee. These are all for other customers and clients and friends. So thank you everyone for trusting in me with your books. Neil, if you're watching, thank you so much for trusting in me and sending me all those big books. So this is the first one I'll show you guys. We all know Marvel's Superhero Secret Wars issue 8. So this is already signed by Mike Zeck and Jim Shooter. We got signed at previous shows this year. And so we had Stan the Man signing a big gold Sharpie. It looks beautiful, that gold Sharpie. I love this book, and it's cool to have the 3 signatures. So if you see this, if you're watching TJ, this is your beauty here. I'll bring it in tomorrow for you to show it to you. Another one, another iconic book with the black costume again is your Amazing Spider-Man 252. This looks great again with Stan Lee's signature there. So awesome. Excelsior Collectibles, Anastasia Collectibles, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And then this is another one. This one is for me. Now I did have some other ones for myself. I submitted to CGC, but this is a piece again. I'm kind of doing this new thing I really enjoyed where I take a book and have other artists and creators sign throughout the shows and throughout the year. So if you've seen my Amazing Spider-Mans, they are phenomenal. The one that I am personally keeping, it has 20 signatures on it right now, including Stan Lee. If you haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man 700s I've been working on, just let me know. I'll send you pictures. But this is the double gatefold, so it's a huge wraparound. So I'll take this and have X-Men creators and artists sign inside and out. And here is Stan Lee's signature, black Sharpie. Changed it up a little bit, but yeah, so this will be jam-packed full with X-Men creators. So hopefully I can get some of the biggest and best and some of new up-and-comings. I'm a huge modern fan. I love all my new up-and-coming artists, maybe more so than some others. Okay, we're going to do these signatures real quick. I know I said I was done, but this is going to go into some other artists here. Sabine Rich. Which, holy cow, what an amazing, nice woman. She doesn't live in the States. She lives in Europe. So I believe she said she was here in the States for 3 weeks doing some conventions, but that's basically it. So it was a rarity and really nice to get to know her and meet her. I got a lot of things signed from her, other stuff that's being CGC'd right now. But this is some of her artwork that she did. This is a Lady Death. This is the Dragon Wars issue 1. It was the Naughty Violet edition by Sabine Rich. Her signature, if you can see it, it is pretty naughty. She has some negligee on, and you can see little revealing there. The other one, this is the Tribulation issue 1, and this is the Naughty Boudoir issue. I think that's how you pronounce it. But another one signed by Sabine Rich. So it's just the opportunity to get to see her and get some signatures is a rarity. So we definitely took advantage from Lockwood's Loot. We got a lot of things signed and a lot of sketches. You'll see when we do the What's in the Box. If you're not familiar with the J. Scott Campbell, he's doing a convention exclusive right now. Super limited. It's 1 per person. It's the Jean Grey issue 1, but it's with a Dark Phoenix, or with the Phoenix with the white costume. It's a beautiful cover that J. Scott Campbell did. We had quite a few of those signed by J. Scott Campbell, and then we had Sabine Rich sign them, and then also 3 of them I had signed by Stan Lee as well. So those you'll see when they come back from What's in the Box. Awesome book. This is Sabine Rich. Now this was a cool idea she did. It was a cover that she did, then that they printed on a blank cover for her. So it was just printed, so then she colored it. So kind of a cool idea for her. So this isn't a completely original sketched and inked, but it is a complete original, her coloring on a piece she did already. So super cool piece, super rare, definitely one of a kind. Sabine Rich is coloring with a prismatic cover. Colors are awesome. I did see her do some watercolor, which were outstanding. But this is a cool piece. If you're a Lady Death fan, this is a must-have. This will be getting graded for a friend, a customer, which he went all out on the Sabine Rich. This is a full body Sabine Rich, full color piece. So yeah, not a lot of people were able to get the full bodies from Sabine, not only because of the cost, but because of the time. A lot of the artists at this show got bombarded on day 1. So they were limiting one per person. And not only that, mostly all of the commission lists were full on day one because it was so insane at the show, so many people. So this is a Gwenpool, full body sketch and color by Sabine. And then we took it and had Christopher Hastings sign it afterwards. So this is another piece that we will be submitting for CBCS Original Artwork Program. I'm a big fan of the original artwork. That way you don't get a grade per se on the book. You get a sign saying that it's artwork, so people don't critique it because of the great quality of the book. You look at the artwork. So awesome, Sabine Rich. I love this piece. It'll go to a good home. All right, 2 more Sabine Riches. One was for myself. I'm a big Wally Wood fan. We'll do that one first. Saturday was Wally Wood's birthday, so she did this stunning Sally Forth for me. Wally Wood is one of my all-time favorite artists from the old EC era. Sally Forth was one of his main female characters. So I love this piece. It's absolutely stunning. Her quick sketches, as she called it, were amazing. Very affordable, but again, time is limited, so not a lot of people got these in their hands, which is very unfortunate. In fact, one of them I waited for my friend for this piece because she wasn't going to be able to do it because she had no time, but she stayed, well, we all stayed, an hour after we were completely broken down and packed up, and no one else was there, and she found time to do this piece for me, for a friend. So, Big Dave, this is your piece. Rogue, I hope you enjoy it. It was a really tough one to get, so that's all yours, bud. Really beautiful piece there for you. Sorry that we couldn't get the Chrissy Zulo for you. We will get her at a later time. But for now, she was one that was very strict about just being able to do 1 per person. And again, her commission list filled up on Friday, so I couldn't even send Audra over to get you a piece. But she was nice enough to give me her mailing address and email to send her, so she'll send us that piece for you, Dave. But Neil, this is your Chrissy Zulo. Huntress. She knocked it out of the park. Fun, whimsical style that she has. So I'm actually going to have her do a Thanos and an Incredible Hulk for me. I think she'll really kill that whimsical look and such a serious character. But the Huntress is beautiful. All right. One last. I see a signature here. I don't follow a lot of. Or I don't follow any cosplayers. Cosplay is really not my thing, except for Freddie Nova. We were friends long before everything. But I do follow Yaya Han because I'm just a fan. So Yaya Han was at this show, so I took the time to go and meet her. And it was really unfortunate. Her line was really not really large like some other cosplayers that I see. But if you are ever at a show with Yaya Han, you should definitely take advantage to go and see her. Follow her on her Instagram. She's one of my favorites. So this is a piece. I did get a photo with her, but this is a print that she signed for me. Love always is what she wrote, because I swear I accidentally slipped and told her that I love her. Really awkward, but sorry, babe. Sorry, Audra. I love you. But Jessica Rabbit is also one of my first loves. So I had to have this print, and thank you so much, Yaya Han, for being so great and actually caring about the art of cosplay and not just showing your boobs on social media to get the followings and stuff. Follow her. Her stuff is really cool. All right, so on to the last parts. My favorite from the weekend. This, real quick, I talked about this earlier. The Adventures of Dr. McNinja. Fun book. Did a little sketch in there. Gus, this is for you, bud. Sending it your way. All right, so Shawn Murphy, one of my all-time favorite artists. Some of the books that he's wrote I've really loved and followed all the way through. Joe the Barbarian was the first one, and I just ate that all up. Chrononauts, I couldn't keep it down. And Punk Rock Jesus, holy crap, I've read it multiple times. Probably the only story I've read multiple times. And a lot of these other books and people that I meet and get autographs from, I'm a fan, but maybe I'm horrible at reading my comic books. But all of these books, I've absolutely read the Shawn Murphy stuff. So he was doing not only a rare appearance, but to do sketches. It's almost unheard of for him to do sketches. So what he was offering is, if you bought his book, then you could get a sketch he would do on the inside. So of course I took advantage and did it on day one. Then I went back to him on day two because I really wanted another piece, but he had to raise the price because he did so many on day one and he was almost completely sold out on day two. So he did another piece for me, and then was kind enough to do a third piece for me, even though he was super overwhelmed. So I appreciate all that you did for me. Chrononauts, and here it is. Look at that beauty. I love it. Chrononauts is a fun story about space time traveling suits and trying to fix errors caused by an individual, and as they keep going, stuff just keeps getting messed up as time travel goes. But super awesome. I love this piece. This will never leave my home. This is part of my main collection. This bad boy, this is the hardcover deluxe from Vertigo of the Punk Rock Jesus. If you've never read this book, do yourself a favor and buy it. Get it in trade, get it in this deluxe edition. I feel everyone should read this book. I feel like schools should teach this book. It's a really, really amazing book. Read it, read it, read it. Punk Rock Jesus. Both books, Chrononauts and Punk Rock Jesus, are optioned for film adaptation, so I really hope they do, because this story specifically needs to get out there. But this is, he did Thomas for me in it, which was kind of the guardian of Jesus. Chris, actually. The Punk Rock Jesus. So look at that amazing piece. I absolutely love it. I tried to go back to get another one of Chris for my collection, but he would have done it, but he was sold completely out of every single book. So there it is. I love this thing. I'm even tempted to cut it out of here to frame it, because I'd hate to just put this on my shelf because it's such a strong piece. I love this so much. And then last one, Gus, this is for you, and I'm super jealous about it. This was Shawn Murphy's new Under the Hood story and comic that he did, I guess. I haven't read it yet, but it's a really short story, but it's about him and Scott Snyder driving around in his car. So it sounds super awesome. In this book here, it's lots of different stuff. It's actually the pencil version of the book, the inked version, and then the colored version. And then it's basically just filled with tons of sketches and other character profiles and stuff that Shawn Murphy has done. So if you're a fan of Shawn Murphy, this is a cool book. There's all kinds of just random stuff in here. But he drew a Batman in here because in one of the panels, Shawn Murphy and Scott Snyder drive by the Batmobile. So he was doing Batman. And he is working on a Batman book right now, so I think he had it in his brain and he wanted to draw it. So, Gus, there you go. That is your Batman by Shawn Murphy. Super amazing piece. You're lucky to have this because I almost kept it for myself. And then I talked to him and his handler at the end of the convention, and they said this was the last time that they're going to do an opportunity like this, that it won't happen again. What he's going to do is he'll have one book that he'll sketch in at a show, and then he'll put a price on it that is more than what we paid. So the poor dude was literally drawing from start to finish each day. So he said he will not do that again, and no commission opportunity. So we're very fortunate to get these pieces, and yeah, that was probably my highlight of the show. Besides Robert Free and Stan Lee, that was kind of awesome. But that does conclude. There's more books in here signed, but there are more repeats of the stuff we already showed you. So I'm going to end this episode there. Please leave comments, suggestions, likes underneath here. Please follow my YouTube channel. It's Lockwood's Loot. And thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night. Tomorrow I'll do another new series. I'm going to start doing a small review of new comics that come out on Wednesdays. So I'll do it tomorrow morning. There's 4 books that I'm going to highlight. Definitely watch it to check it out if you're always looking for new books to read. I have a different taste than some people, so check it out tomorrow morning. I'll do that video. Again, thanks everyone. I'm Cody Lockwood with Lockwood's Loot. Have a good night.